examples of such grants. So one is in Ethiopia, where women are working on environmental pollution through plastic waste recycling, which is good for the environment and also provides them income. And in another climate affected country like Zimbabwe, she mentioned about a project initiative on restoring water systems, which allows the women now to do all year farming.
I'm here because I have an NGO, an official NGO in Uganda, and I do water projects with the community, for the community, not because I like to do it, because they ask me to help them. And I've done 20 projects already and helped about 25,000 people getting better, easier access to clean water. My interest is, I like to get many small grants, but how do I get that? And another thing, and last, I didn't understand completely what you said, but my opinion is that for every penny, every dollar, every euro I get, we need to account for what we have done. So what you asked, the impact is great, but I'm monitoring the project myself together with the local community water committees, and we account for every euro. And I don't agree that you never have to account, even for 5,000 or even for 500,000 euros.
In Eastern Africa, for example, you have several small grants funds that we work with as well. One of them within the Gaga program is Urgent Action Fund, who makes urgent funds to activist women, but also environmental issues. So it depends on what you want to get your small grant funding for. But when you say getting it for a water project or water irrigation project, for example, if it's women-led, you could try the African Women's Development Fund, for example.
Another question.
Yeah.
I would like to comment actually on what has been told about big impact, small activities. I myself, I work for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as well, for the evaluation department, the policy evaluation department. So in doing such evaluations, we look at the whole sets of activities, big ones, small ones, etc. We see some results, but we also see many issues, and that's for also the small activities. So I would like to point to that. So there are certain assumptions for your small activities, that you have a good facilitator, that indeed the communities as a whole, they want to work with the project, etc. And in practice, and we have done various impact studies, we see that it varies. There are some good examples, but there are also many issues. And so you also have issues for the big projects. And at the same time, you see that both are important. I've been myself doing a lot of research work in the field of water, drinking water supply, water management. And drinking water supply is, or in general water to a great extent, is the government's responsibility. And local water projects depend also on what the government is doing at a higher level of water management. And if that doesn't work well together, then you have problems. You can't sustain, in many cases, your activities. So we have to see it, I think, as a whole. And as a final comment, in terms of the balance between small and big, I think there is indeed a point. We see increasingly projects, programs, funds that, like your fund, subsidize activities in many countries. Well, that as such has problems that I can elaborate on in terms of not knowing enough about the local context and what can work, etc. Not having enough funding sums sometimes to involve the authorities, which can also be important. So there are issues there. But on the whole, you do see a shift towards indeed these bigger projects and less money for local level interventions, whether it's through big programs or whether it's through these international funds.
Okay.
So there is, I think, you have a point in saying you have to do more at the local level.
I think what we should be having the discussion about is that we need more funding to small grants funds. Also, in order, for example, for EVA to get and find more volunteers working in spreading out to different countries as well. Because now, for example, knowing I'm working together with Global Green Grants and I'm trying to connect some of our partners as well who are doing great projects to their advisors, but because they're all volunteers, they work in the night to go through these proposals and everything. It's also because there is a lack of money in the small grants funds. So I think we should be having the discussion not about where can we find the small grants funds, but how can we balance it out more in saying, okay, we have the big projects, but we also should fund the small grants funds more in order for them to reach out more. Also looking at the African Women's Development Fund, they are a well-established fund within Africa for women-led projects, but they are mostly Anglophone based because they didn't have money yet to hire Francophone and Lusophone